You see, one thing most of the people forget, by the way, is that there is no government in the entire world that was built to make its citizen happy. If you notice, there's one thing. The government puts up a system in a way that you're supposed to pay taxes. Basically, the system makes sure worldwide, by the way, not only here in Uganda, but worldwide, they put up a system in a way that the government benefits more from its people than its people benefit from the government. Why? You notice that we are in a system whereby we live by working. If you're not working, you cannot survive. Yeah. For the people who live abroad, it is even worse. At least in Africa, we own things. Someone can wake up early in the morning, go to a car bond, buy a car, own it there and then. And they will not ask where you've gotten the money, by the way. You can wake up early in the morning, you own land. They will not ask where you got the money, you can own it, which is less in some of the Western world. But now look at it this way. Why is it that we are born to work? From when you're born, you're supposed to do school, you're learning skills and all that. Then after acquiring enough skills, of which there are not enough skills, you keep learning. Because knowledge is power, it's okay to keep learning. But now you mature and you have a family, and now you start working. And you work for the rest of your life till you die. And I'm like, where did this start from? That's why nowadays most of the people are like, I want to go off grid. Because you would think of things that are supposed to be free. Let's say like water. Water is supposed to be free. But imagine it this way. For the people now who live in cities, you almost pay for everything we own. You go to the toilet, it will flash. That's a bill. Kids want to watch cartoon. You're using internet or DSTV or GoTV, all those cable TVs. You pay for it monthly. Okay, let's leave that. Now, for your security at home, again, you're going to pay for it. Either you have cameras or you have askaris or you have dogs, again, you're paying for it. Before you know it, the clothes you put on, you're supposed to pay for it. The food you eat, you're supposed to pay for it. You're basically paying for everything, and you're under that system from when you start working till you die. And I'm like, where did this even come from? I thought, we are supposed to enjoy life, yeah? Be born, go through life, not in autopilot, do the things that make you happy. But again, you're not supposed to be working that much. That's why you notice that people who live in villages in Africa, you would notice water will be free because they are having water springs. Water will be free, having fun, kids playing, it is free. When it comes to clothes, them days, they used to make our back cloth and all that before this advancement that has come through. And you notice the things, the food they eat, the fruits they eat, they go, they get jackfruit, they get mangoes, everything is free. That's how life has to be. But we don't have to hustle, from birth to death. We die even unsanctified. We go through life, just struggling. We are up to something. We are working. We are struggling to get something. We are always up to something till we die. I think it's a good thing, even for the people who live off grid. Right now, off grid is really trending on social media. Everyone wants to go off grid. They don't want to be paying all these things because the government, basically what it wants you to be paying bill till you die. You pay for electricity, you pay for water, you pay for almost everything. In the village, if people want to make fire, they want to cook, they will use firewood, Everything is organic and people live even more healthier than this life people are putting up as, it is the best life where everything you pay for it. That thing is really, it's really not fair. If statistics were taken, by the way, and they notice people who live in the village off grid, they kind of live longer and healthier than the people who live in the city. In the city, you don't have time, to have a conversation with someone because they are always up to something. They are working for their future, which they are not even definitely sure of. In the village, neighbors know each other. Yeah, neighbors know each other. Neighbors are security for each other. Their kids. basically, your neighbor is your family. But now things really, really changed. And I don't know where all this comes. That's why I always say you don't have to live in an autopilot kind of way. The things that make you happy, you know? You don't have to work so hard, you know? At least we get the basic. That's why most of the people who are bright enough, they don't want to build in the cities. They want to go in the villages. In the villages, it's family. Not like in town. In town, things, I don't know, things have really changed a lot. And with social media, then we have validation. We want to get validation from people. We are in competition because he bought a new cap. Then I'm supposed to buy another cap. Then you're there, you're into depression because you think someone did something better than you. Because you feel like you also want to get what they have. Because they have a good house, now you also want a good house. And we forget, we go through life, you're born, not on plan. You go through life struggling. You die unsatisfied, not even on plan. So sometimes it is good to get out of the circle. You just do the things that make you happy. Yeah. You just do the things that make you happy. Most of the people talk about the 9 to 5, Imagine you work, you're employed and you're in your 50s. You got your first job when you're in your 20s. Now you're in your 60s and you're still working. And they talk about retirement. And your retirement, the lifespan in African countries is like 45 years. You reach 45 years, you're supposed to be dead. So now imagine how many years did you spend in school? Count those years, then spend the time you spent, working. How long is that? Now at 65, when you cannot even enjoy life, enjoy life with your family. And that's the time you're supposed to be dead. Now you're having diseases and you don't have time, to enjoy your life. So it's good, to do the things that you really love when you still have time, and you're still into control of your life, to do the things that you really want to do. It's very important. You can think about it. I always tell you, think about it. You cannot be in such an autopilot kind of a lifestyle till your death, and they give you just 2 days, Saturdays and Sundays, that is your free day, and you feel like you've made it in life. That's when you go to club. You cannot think, you cannot associate, with your friends and relatives, because now they've given you those 2 days, and then on Monday you go back to the same circle and you do that, for 20, 11, 30 years, and you're doing that, and you don't have enough time for the parents who don't live with their kids because the mother has to move out very early in the morning at 5, at 6, at 7, the same to the dad, and then they leave their kids with the maids, and they've not gotten enough time to be with their kids. I was like, I'm not going to be following that. I was like, I'm going to spend some time with my son. I want to give him enough time so that when he grows up, the only thing I'm going to leave him is the memories. He will be like, Dad was there for me. If you think this video was good, you can go ahead and subscribe. My name is Luze Andrew Anderson. Subscribe, hit the notification button that if I put up another video, you're among the first people to be watching. Or when we come live. Bless ya.